Okay, they got reparation and then some, right? But how many wise men came to see Jesus? No, not three. Not three. What did they bring? They had three types of gifts. The Bible never says they had three people. What actually, you can tell, because another perspective is, it was a royal procession. And the reason we know it was a royal procession was because they came looking for a king. And they startled Herod so much that what did Herod decide to do? Now, if 3 old men came and looking for a king, would he bother himself by saying, kill every kid under 3? No. They brought so much gold, frankincense, and myrrh because it was for a king. It was a royal procession that Herod felt threatened. He felt threatened. And so he decides to do something that only a madman would do. Kill every kid under 3. I don't care who it is. Get rid of them. So it sounds to me like, and then we get other instances of Jesus having a lot of money. How many people did Jesus feed bread with? 5,000, right? No, that's 5,000 men. They didn't count women and children. But notice what happened in one of the examples, right? When they said, Jesus, we got a lot of folks, and they've been here a long time, and they're getting hungry. Did Jesus say, I'm going to do a miracle? What did Jesus say to them? Bingo. Jesus said, how long would it take to go and get bread? They said, well, to go and get bread in the next town and get enough bread for all these people, it'll take us a couple of days. Why would he ask them that question? It means he had the money. Because remember, who was carrying Jesus' money? Who was the one in charge of Jesus' money? Judas. Jesus was a walking money bag. Am I wrong, or we're reading the same Bible, right? Right. There's also that. But Jesus was walking, because they didn't have ATM cards or bank cards. So he was, right. So Jesus was walking with a man who was in charge of his money. Now, where did he get that money? He wasn't selling anything. Judas was a treasurer, yeah. So somehow, some way, it sounds to me, and I mean, there's lots more evidence. I mean, God would have made provision. Everything Jesus would have needed for his ministry, he would have had. He wouldn't need to beg anybody. He did say foxes have holes, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. It just means ownership. It doesn't mean he was poor, right? Just like giving birth in a manger doesn't mean they couldn't afford a hotel. It just means there was no room left at the inn, which means they were trying to get a room at the inn. Does that make sense? He wasn't born in a manger because they were poor. He was born because there was no room left at the inn. And we know they lived in a house, right? So anyways, it is absolutely important to teach people the relationship with money, because the number one cause of chronic stress, why people kill themselves, break up marriages and all this stuff, is the lack thereof, because we don't know how to manage money. When you can manage the money you have, then all these problems just go away. Of course, more money is better than less money. Does that make sense? So, okay, and just the last point, we've got to sleep. We've got to be able to let our bodies sleep. According to the CDC, 35% of adults in the United States get less than 7 hours of sleep each night. Right? Experts say adults should get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Teenagers should get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Children should get 9 to 12 hours of sleep. Not getting enough sleep has an accumulative effect, right? Accumulative effect, which weakens your immune system. You gain weight, mental decline, affects your mood, systemic inflammation, and increased risk of death. By the way, the body heals at night. For those of you that are interested in healing your bodies, the body only heals at night. So you can do all these things, but if you don't sleep, not healing. Okay, and unfortunately today, 9 million adults use prescription sleep aids. Yep, and 50 to 70 million people are struggling with sleep deprivation. So sleeping is also a huge problem that we are facing with.